Welcome to Tokyo Southwest. This is my podcast that I do every Thursday night at 10 p.m. PST. I'm actually on time this time. This is series 03, the third series, episode 4. We're doing the drift talk of calling Drifiting Fun. Today's date is 7/17/2025. You can find this episode on TokySouthwest.com or live every Thursday night or on twitch.tv/Wandering Raven. You can also see these videos also uploaded on youtube.com/Wandering Raven. And if you want to see anything that, everything that I do technically when I'm in the garage and whatnot, I'll take videos that I've been documenting everything. I put it up on my Instagram, which is also found at Wandering Raven. I'm going with the Wandering Raven name because that's the name, that's my hacker name since 1999. It's a name that's been with me for almost ever. Right. So, moving on. So who am I? I am the Wandering Raven. Born and raised here in Las Vegas. I'm a cancer survivor. I drift cars for fun, hobby, and I hack for. Basically, I normally go the way like this. I drift, I hack, I play video games. So I drift cars. My 1987 200 SX. Nissan S12 Sylvia. This used to have the V6 in it, now it has a JDM motor. And I hack for a living. Basically, I work in both IT and cybersecurity. And the games that I play, you'll see me here on Twitch from 7 to 11 p.m. Weekends are as normally random, but it's always during the week that I'm off, that I'm outside for 11. But like I said, born and raised here in Las Vegas, cancer survivor, drift cars for a living. And this is basically my biggest hobby. It also helps me with my burnout problem that I have within. I'm also an author called Vegas Hackware, which is also on Amazon. It's also on VegasHackware.com. So that's a little shameless plug there, but that will give you a full insight of my whole past. Um, yeah, I did write a book. I'm currently writing a second part of that book, which is going to be the blueprint of everything that I've done from the first part of it. So the next part is, what is Togi? Togi Southwest started as a project since I came back from Oregon back in 2011. It started as an inspiration because when I was in Oregon, I stumbled upon a car, more like a car community called Toge North. I got inspired by them. I became I went from a going from a Firebird trying to do quarter mile stuff to actually learning what drifting is, what mountain pass stuff is called, also known as toge, and autocrossing. I get to learn a lot about autocross as well. Got to learn different cultures, different meanings of things, learning what basically stepping out of my own comfort zone and learning a lot of things. That's the beauty about when I was living in Oregon, because I got to meet and seen so many different things. And before I went to Oregon was 2009. I had a lot of bad trauma happening and everything else. I almost did something that I would not be here. So when I when I mean that Toge Northwest Toge Northwest became my inspiration. It also, in a way, gave me new meaning to life. In a way that helps in any way. A lot of that stuff is actually put in my book. So if you really want to learn more about it, go to Vegas Hackware, the book. I normally have it 99 cents on for Kindle, but if you want it for free, ask me here on Twitch. I don't. I'm not trying to make money from the book. The book actually kinda, no, I can't really say that it did, but in a way, I'm pretty sure it actually did some really good things. So, anyways, back to the story at hand here. Toga Southwest. Once I came back from Oregon, and back in 2011, I tried to start it over here in Vegas because I got chased out of Oregon. So I tried to start the community here. Vegas is a different beast, really hard to move forward. Didn't have really much of the help because everyone here that I've known was either into more like fast and furious kind of stuff, and the drifting scene wasn't that big. I mean, it was growing, but it wasn't that big. So, so I kind of in a way, I just turned Toga Southwest into like a video blog and car blog kind of thing. Where I posted a couple of my car events that I would go to here and there, and my drifting journey. And it wasn't until I changed it into podcast style like I'm doing today. Um, Basically last year I decided to take Toge Southwest. I'm going to turn it into a podcast, and this is what we are at now. I'm on season 3, episode 4. Trying to do 20 episodes in first season, or not season, first series. So in this one, I'm trying to also cover different topics on top of my bucket list that I'm um, doing different topics like I'm doing now, and I'm also using it to hold myself accountable, to keep myself motivated, to keep myself going. Because today is like the anniversary of my mom's passing. Passed away on July 17th, 2019. Suddenly, it was like a couple days after my the drifting event. And um, it was really it's been really hard. Coping is really hard, and that's the whole point of what I'm doing now is kind of bring awareness. I'm trying to keep myself motivated and keep going. This can be really tough doing everything alone, especially when someone who my mom doesn't really know that much about mechanics or anything like that. She at least was there to support me. Well, I don't have anybody on that support level anymore, which really sucks in a way. So, so that's why I build this here. I'm trying to document everything I'm doing. Um, this is going to be leading up to my whole bucket list. I'm going to explain shortly. I want to bring up this topic today on Drifting Fun because I was up in Oregon. I had I was in Oregon. I had a 2000 Pontiac Firebird beast that had the Trans Am package on it. I was trying to learn how to drift in that. It wasn't going that well, so I was looking for a different car to go to. Instead of that car, instead of just getting like another S13 or S14, I wanted something a little different. Probably not going to hear the sound. I'm going to bring this out because I'm going to bring this down to like, let's go. So there's this movie called Keep Drifting Fun. It was released basically all the events of drifting in 2010, basically when I was up in Oregon. So yeah, you got um drift cars here and there. And this is in Vegas, so um, but I'll get to that in a second. Vegas Drift, or Swing, and I bring up a car that inspired me to have my S12, which is this one right here. This car right here. Um, when I was up in Oregon, I was looking for like S12s. I know I was like looking for something that wasn't an S13 or an S14 because they were starting to climb up in price. And I didn't want an AE86 because that was the most expensive back then too. Um, they were becoming really hard to find, especially for the prices and whatnot. I wanted something new. I wanted something different, and I stumbled upon this. Not this movie yet, but I found this S12. Not mine. It was a friend who ended up being a friend of mine here when I came back to Vegas. Um, but this is an S12. It has the same motor as what I currently rock in my car. And this is where technically he wrecked it. Believe it or not, that fender is sitting in my garage right now. I should have had him sign it. When I seen more about this guy's build and everything, it was really inspiring. I just got inspired by this car, how easy it is, how so much modifications you can do, how unique the yet it's usable as good as much as an S13 or an S14. Matter of fact, you can have pretty much all that set up front, the rear. It's actually a really really decent car. So here I'm gonna do a quick YouTube. S12 Vegas. We're gonna go through the ones that I've done, so that I didn't do. We're gonna go like here. This was like 16 years ago. See, 1985 200SX, which should be a CA18D. Glad he still cut that up. But I think he's just doing street racing here. Oh yeah. Versus an S14. Hmm. Yeah, street racing back then. That's 16 years ago. Really see it much, but yeah, that's it. I know there's other videos because you know, let's strip. How about that? That's 10 years ago. That's a different person. I just looked this up earlier. I don't know what happened to all those videos. Um, so here, see the other side of that rack. Potato quality. Um, so the reason why I'm like really looking back at this stuff is mainly I'm also trying to build myself better with my motivation and everything on that side. um, and I'm trying to see if there's another one here before I click off again. There's just so many freaking events, so much stuff going on here. I mean, I have a lot that I've posted too. So yeah, he does a lot of. Was doing a lot of just drift too. What was this back then? Oh, this is Vegas Drift. Dude, I has a temporary. Well, at that time, that's hilarious. Moving permit. probably did that just so I can get the car to the track and for a day or two. Yeah, you know what? We'll just go back to this. All right, so Keep Drifting Fun, the movie. This person actually documented a bunch of places, like from California, Arizona, to Vegas, Minnesota, New Jersey, because you have Club Loose up there. It's supposed to be one of the hot places. And this is like a bunch of stuff that happened in 2010. Or at least a lot of those videos were. In 2010, we first crossed to the U.S. They were interviewing drivers. And slide. We also did Slide America. Even though it's not them, it was somebody else. Basically, Andy Sapp who did it. But they were doing more of like the grassroots stuff. Let's see, like Orlando, Miami. Yeah. So the whole purpose of what I'm trying to go at here is keep drifting fun. My motivation slash an idea that I'm having and putting together. So we move to the next step. I'll get to more of what I'm going to get at with the fun area. That's the idea. Car that inspired me was that S12. What got me in love with this car, and you know this car in the background. This is an S12 as well. This is an MK2 version of that car. There's MK1 and MK2, which is make one, make two. The make one is from 84 to 86, and then from 86, 87 to 88 was the MK2, which you can tell by little differences from the rear and the front, but it's all is really different, other than the wiring is different. The MK2 has more of a digital layout on their wiring, while the MK1 had more of an analog. As you know, my car status update, the 1987 Nissan 200 SX 12 Sylvia, the CA18 DET under the hood, and you know, I want to give a good update on this one. Let's do this. I normally post everything. Yeah, I did post it on my YouTube, and I just posted. Do this. Tab, bring that tab over. And this because I have this on a different channel, but it has music that I don't want blasted through Twitch. So, all right. So let's see. We're gonna get started here. So the sound for myself. I don't like listening to myself. All right. So as we know, last week the car was up in the air. I was trying to get everything ready. So during this week, I put fluid in. I had to double check all the fluids and make sure it's not leaked. Set up on the wheel a couple times, but this weekend I'll be bleeding it right. I get everything back together. But I wanted to point out and I was doing some measurements because I wanted to order the blow valve, but I've noticed that I have different size variants. Weird, but I'll rectify that later. It's going to be like more like a poor man version of everything, anyways. But fluid in, double check everything, not leaking. Should be good. Car's on the ground, so power steering is done. And that's basically all I've really had done. I looked at everything, made sure everything's ready to go. Now I just got to put everything back together, roll it out, start testing it, tuning it. And since I got a pipe bender, I'm gonna go pick up some gonna pick up some get some like brass line, and I'm gonna put it. Try to set up like a little bend here to go up and around for my throttle cable. I'm gonna make it look a lot better than where it is right now. So that way I can actually bend it, let it ride on the back of the wall here, bring it up here. The idea. What I'm gonna do this weekend. So that's some new different updates that I'm working on. So on that status update, we've fixed it. We've done. We can actually say yes. Power steering is done, so that's done. Okay, I know my list is not in order. Working on it. And a building cluster, I've taken that away. I need to go get the cluster from the black car that's in the backyard. I'll have to do it this weekend. I didn't do it last weekend like I wanted to. I'll get to it. Still got a bunch of no's that we need to work on. I still gotta work on this. Once I get the car back out of the garage, I can actually work on the other side. I did fix one side, so it's actually nice and solid. I still need to fix the sandpaper and primer the spots that are rusty on the passenger side. Somehow there's like, I don't even know what happened. All that primer and stuff is like faded gone. And now it's started building up like a weird rust. I'm gonna sand that down and re-primer that. Just until I can figure something out with that. I wanted to do like some type of weird like a little collage of stickers that I could put like a clear coat on it. So, or yeah, so yeah, pretty much I got the power steering done, so that's a good sign. We are working down the list, one thing at a time. So this is another reason why I'm holding myself accountable. This is why I'm doing it. So I can successfully go back at drifting again. So now we have the update done. Um, why do I have bucket list here? Well, I'm 45, and me being 45, I'm still trying to cope with my loss, and I'm not getting any younger. So in the next 5 years, I want to do something like keep drifting fun. I want to build my own bucket list. I want to go drifting. I want to go actually drifting at these events. Um, we got Willow Springs. We have Apple Valley, which I think is Willow Springs. I don't remember. Um, I definitely want to go attend that bash to the future. Always wanted to do that. And let's see here. I always wanted to go to the Club Loose. That's over on East Coast. We never been to. So I definitely want to check out Club Loose. There's events always happening in both Utah and Colorado. There's Utah. It's definitely having their own little thing there, but Colorado has this huge thing that happens. I know Arizona has an event that they actually do out there. I know there's a lot of places, especially in Texas, they have some freaking heck of a drifting party down there. I know I want to go up back to the Oregon area and Washington area. I want to do their drifting. Bash to the Future is Medford, Oregon. So, and maybe if Park ever comes back drifting again up there, I might actually try that again. I haven't been there since early 2011 before I got chased out of Oregon. So that would be awesome to go to. I would love to drift in that again. Um, Evergreen, which is another good one. That's in Washington itself. I think Minnesota still does something there. I know Wisconsin does. I know. I think Michigan does it too. I mean, there's so many events. I'm like watching through slide through news, which is like this person's like listing all these drift events that are happening like during the weekend and all this cool stuff, and I'm like, dude, I need to build out my own list here. What I need to do is I need to get my car running. We need to hit Vegas Drift Up a couple times and start doing. We need to start really spreading back out again. And this is what I'm talking about. Like this right here, Matsuri. Where is this happening at? It's happening Drift Matsuri. I would love to do stuff like that. I think it's over like Tennessee, isn't it? I don't remember. Session. Should say somewhere. 20th anniversary. They've been doing that for a long time. Hmm. You know, stuff like that is like what I'm talking about. I see this person posting events. I see other people posting events, and I just want to be there. I want to enjoy stuff. I want to, in the next 5 years, I want to be able to say, hey, I've been to all these places. I've done it. I mean, been drifting for a long time, and I all of a sudden stop because my mom passes away on me. Of course, that hurts a lot. You know, I want to be able to do. I want to be able to do this and say I've done something by the time I turn 50. I think I can do this, especially especially if I can actually upgrade my career in some way, or if I have to hold back on things. Really cut back on my food intake and stuff like that. It's like I don't have to take care of anybody. So I should be able to handle this. I have to drop certain bills, like lower my internet costs and all that. Uh, But this is what I want to do. I want to make sure the car gets running. Of course, I want to make it look better before I start doing all that. So by the end of this year, this car should be running spot on. That's the plan. And it should actually look decent enough to where I should be able to take it out to the track, and I should be getting these freaking awesome video hits and everything from everybody. So it's like a new car, basically, and I'm like rocking it out, and that's my plan. Um, really hitting it out there, and I'm still building the bucket list of where I want to start first. Definitely want to start hitting like the California areas, because uh, I know there's like a couple of cool places. I think out in San Diego and up in San Francisco area. There's two different major events there. I know this like going to California, Oregon, and hopefully we can go to like Washington, then Idaho. I know Idaho has like a freaking drift event, or if they did. I don't know if Montana does, but I'll definitely look into it. What I want to do is I want to do all this stuff, and I want to definitely record those times. I want to be able to camp out there, do the thing, do the recording, do an awesome thing, put it all together. Um, and in the end, I want to take all that together and make like my own little movie about it. I'm not sure what I'm going to call it then, but it'll be a good movie, I think. Me, every freaking event is going to be almost like that Keep Drifting Funny movie. Be really awesome. But that's my plan. That's my idea. That's my goal for the next 5 years. I want to hit all these places. Um, and that's probably why. No, that is why I'm stepping away from doing stuff at DEF CON. DEF CON's almost $600 this year. Can't do it because it's too expensive. I'm stepping away from stuff like that because I'm really burned out in the tech world and I'm really tired of doing all that stuff. So I want to do my passion here. I want to go hit these places and I want to go have fun. I want to be a part of this culture again. And it's an actual culture that accepts everybody for who they are. Amazing. Make it happen. So, alright, so let's go back to my list. What am I doing left on my car? Like I said, this weekend, I want to do this. You know what? Fixed throttle cable. I'm not gonna put that in there because I'm just gonna be a side quest for the throttle cable. Already fixed that. We fixed the power steering. Installed now. So we're working down the list. So I should be able to, once I get the blow off valve, everything put back together, bring it out and we'll start really troubleshooting everything and hopefully tune. Should be able to get the car moving this weekend, really. Or at least to the point where I can start really verifying all the stuff like the transmissions. If I have that list twice. Well, you know what? We'll do this. Transmission fluids, verify transmission shifting. Why not? So yeah, we can actually start working on down these lists this weekend. Or this has already been done. So that's what I'm doing left. That's what I'm going to keep going. Hopefully, just putting it back together is what's going to get me going. That's what I got to plan. So I'm gonna let it go. So in closing, this is Tokyo Southwest. I do this every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Normally this lasts for like 15 to 30 minutes, depending what's going on. If there's anybody out there who's listening and wants to jump in and have any questions, comments, concerns, or anything like that, it's a good time to bring up the Q&A. That's the Q&A. But I know this is not popular enough. I don't think it's going to get that popular until I start drifting out there again. Because I'm going to really start advertising Toge Southwest as my main thing when I'm out there. So, in fact, I'm probably going to get stickers made. I'm going to start making, maybe get some little shirts here and there made. Um, just for myself, pretty much, so I can actually advertise. And then, if I can ever find a vendor who can actually reprint them for me, do it that way. Other than that, I think pretty much it. All I got. Pretty much the thing, the gist of it. Anyways, have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the raids. Thanks for the parties. All the cool stuff. I will be back tomorrow with a game. Maybe more CFAs, or maybe I'll play Dune again. Or maybe I'll just on the freak of the moment and we'll play some Hunt Showdown. Or maybe I'll get suckered into Warzone too. I don't know. But anyways, have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. Or